Right? Oh, you're coming to give me an audience?
All right, welcome to the Eric J. the Great podcast show. Got a special guest on the show today, hip hop artist 1ShotDealz. Man, how you doing?
I'm grading yourself, King.
All right. Doing all right, man. Just another day, just taking a day at a time.
Yeah, you know the vibes. What's going on?
So we gonna play for anybody that never heard his music. We're gonna play one of his songs, and then we'll get to know a little bit more about him, and get into the questions. This song is called Real Reason. It's on all streaming platforms. Everybody go stream his music on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever streaming platform you use.
All right, one shot deal. That real reason. That's the one right there.
Yeah, that's the first song I heard by it.
Yeah.
See me shining, but I've been seen it. All I ask is keep it solid through these thick demons. For a fucker, tuck my jury, cause that bitch scheming. When I'm tall with the dog, feel like I've been dreaming. Right, Robert's been scheming. Ain't worried about nothing, cause I've been demon. Make it suck my dick for some hours, that bitch bleeding. They say I got a fast lifestyle, but I've been speeding. Fuck the law, I'm quick to take yours if my kids need it. Drama still creeping. Ain't worried about these, but I still weave it. This clip wanna say y'all shit like a 2-liter. My niggas steady fucking up money, but still need them. Plug and focus on music, but still need them. I'm a real leader, never put the pill or kill neither. OC niggas never been in the drill, but when drill features. A lot of niggas so real chop, but a chill neither. Plus they ain't never played the field to kill neither.
Kill for a real reason.
I sent shots, they got hit. Smoking bomber, the guns and fighting real games. Bitches still feeling real.
Talking crazy numbers, but I still need them.
Jones fighting real things. I heard Dealz ain't really outside. He ain't really top 5. He ain't never seen a shot of ops when an op slide. He ain't never sold black dimes. He ain't never get indicted for black crimes. He ain't never snatched soul because of black ties. When the hate stop working, they start lies. They say we got mob ties.
Hey. We'd have made the paper in Fox 5.
Hey, that give me you know that project that Meek put out with Respect the Game on there? The one where he had the Respect the Game song on there. It got like a green little album cover. Meek dropped like 2-3 years ago. I forgot the name of the project, but it gave me those type of vibes. He made a song called Respect the Game on there that I like real tough.
Appreciate you, King.
Yeah.
Real shit. You know, me personally, I don't be really listening to rap niggas. Oh. Like, you know, like except for me and myself, like and my niggas, and not personal. I do listen to niggas, but not to really still like artists' cadences and certain shit they say subconsciously, like especially when I'm working and creating, because you know, I may think it is my shit and I know I heard it from another nigga, you feel me, subconsciously, but I do that for a reason, but I definitely fuck with other niggas' music overall, you dig it?
Yeah, that sounds like some similar to what Lil Wayne said. Like he was like he only listened to like 2 artists, like because he was like he's so in tune with himself that you know, like he don't really listen to other people like that. Like not on no disrespecting them, but you know.
Yeah, like I love direction and constructive criticism, like with the bros amongst the gang and shit. And like even with me, like right now, I'm trying like the melodizing things. Like I got a lot of different dope shit coming out besides my regular rap shit. And it's like, you know, I be influenced by the artists around me, like my bros, and you know, that should be dope to me. Like to hear niggas do that. I'm like, all right, and I challenge myself with it. You dig it?
Yeah.
Word.
Absolutely, man. So first off, man, tell the people where you from and how old are you?
I'm from the east side of Harlem. I'm from 10-5. I'm 33.
That's what's up, man. When you hear Harlem, man, what's the first thing that come to your mind?
East side of Harlem.
Yeah.
When I hear east side of Harlem, I hear myself and the Riders for real. You know what I mean? But like when I do hear Harlem though, for real, I do think of Dipset and shit like off the rip, because like besides them being the bros, like that's what I came up with Dipset, like that era. Like, you know, they influenced a lot of shit, like especially with swag and like just that whole genre of music. Like they came up with that that swaggy shit. But like, that's why I say that's Harlem shit. But like when it comes, I'm from the East Side, so it's similar, but it's different. Like, you know, we ain't really with the swaggy cute shit. Like, you know, it's more the dark side, and that's what came for me making the type of music I make. Like, from coming from where I come from, a nigga never spoke that shit that me, like myself, is talking for real. You understand? And bringing that shit to light. And then, you know, you ever come to my side, you know, I'll show you around so it can make sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. You know, when you physically go in the trenches, you do feel different, you know what I'm saying, when you actually right there, you know.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, but it's beautiful too in the same manner. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So as far as like your upbringing, man, when you was a kid, transitioned to a teenager, man, just kind of describe how it was growing up in Harlem, you know, for anybody that ain't never been there, and you know, just kind of list some of the struggles and stuff you had to endure as a kid.
Like my upbringing was kind of different, like from the typical individual, like where I was from, because you know I did have family morals and principles. You know, I went to church every Sunday with my grandmother and shit, and I lived with my grandmother. But my moms and pops was in the streets, so my moms and my pops showed me how to hustle for real. Like I ain't really have no childhood. Like I was into sports and shit, but every day after school, nigga, I was going to my mom's spot. Like my mom's had an arcade since like the 80s called the Fun House. You know, they trapped out the shit, but it was really an arcade though, for real. You know, I was in there, but never involved with things. But then as I got older, like 11 years old, I was trapping out the store for them, out the grocery store, selling 20s of chocolate straight out of school. Go straight there, nigga, pack the refrigerators and sell some 20s of chocolate till we close the store. Then I'm breaking night, linking up with my right-hand man that later on he got killed by the cops. We smoking weed, breaking night and shit. And that's when I started rapping on the karaoke machine for real. Yeah, you know what I mean, them little times I had, but I really never had no childhood going to the park. Like how niggas like, you go to the park. Like, nigga, I was really had responsibilities as a young nigga, you feel me, really trapping for real, grinding. Like I was gangbanging and trapping before I lost my virginity, before I got some juice box. You know what I mean?
Hey, be
Real
like that,
shit.
man.
Yeah, but that was like the East Side vibe. But you know, I got a big ass family, so I had aunts in all projects on the East Side. So family events and shit. Of course, you know, I was active in that shit and holidays. So you know, I'd be in every hood. So like a lot of hoods that be beefing this shit, turf wars. Like I'd be good in every hood, even the op blocks, because I really got family there. So you know, that was my upbringing. Then I'm Italian, Jamaican, and Puerto Rican. So I was everywhere with it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's up, man. So as far as your family, do you got any siblings, and did you come up in a two-parent household?
Nah, no, I was raised by my grandmother, but I'm the oldest side of six, youngest side of three. You know what I mean? So I always felt that responsibility, even though I was the youngest side of three, that me being the oldest side of six on my mom's side, like, you know, I just felt like the older brother overall and I had to take responsibility young, make sure everybody was straight and shit for real. And
Okay.
like my mom's like my step pops raised me. My real pops was incarcerated and shit my whole life. He got killed by the cops in prison when I was 18 and shit. You know what I mean? So like my mom's, like I said, my mom's and my pops and step pops was really in the streets. So they was taking care of shit, but they was really, you know, doing what they had to do to take care of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. So as far as activities, man, what type of activities you was into growing up? Did you play sports or anything like that?
Hell yeah. I was playing basketball, baseball, football, all that. Manhunt in the hood. Niggas don't know about manhunt, these young niggas. Hot
Uh,
piece and butter and all that shit. Yeah, I came from that type of shit.
yeah,
I mean, and fist fighting and all that too. Like, then you know you got a problem with a nigga, altercation, fist fight, that nigga be playing ball after that shit. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Nah, nigga, you can't fist fight a nigga. Nigga, you gonna have to get your gun. You know what I mean? That shit's sad. But you know, I came from that upbringing. Word.
well, which one was you best at as far as sports?
I was fucking with all of them because baseball had MVP. Basketball, I was really smoking weed young. I started hustling at 11, smoking weed at 12. Like my step pops Rastafari and this shit. So like I was smoking a chalice, nigga. So I was influenced in that, but I was always a winner for real though. Like I wasn't the best athlete, but I was always a winner though, for real. So yeah, I was great at everything for real.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So as far as the music business, did you have anybody in your family that was involved in the music business, or were you the first one?
And not the business. My mom used to rap back in the days. But now in the business, you don't fuck around. But I ain't had nobody in the music business, like hands on the family. Having no, really got me in rapping, like just the environment. It's like battle rap. I see niggas battle rapping and shit, like my man back in the days, and that shit like, that shit disrespectful and dope. But what really got me rapping when I beat my case in trial 2011, that's when I started the Rider brand and rapping for real. You know what I mean? Like taking this shit serious. But not really, because I never took it serious because I was doing it wrong. I never dropped music the correct way. I was just dropping music, but never knew the business of it. You dig it? Until like, my cousin I just introduced you to, that's when I moved to that A, he changed things and he put me onto a lot of shit. But, yeah.
Oh, so like as far as when you first started taking music serious and you started recording, did it come easy to you, or was it kind of rough at first?
I ain't gonna say easy, but it wasn't rough because it was like the life story. Like, nigga, like my niggas was recording in the projects in the closet and all that. I was going downtown spending money for real studios, and me and my niggas be there 20 deep, 50 deep, like, and I'll be really recording like this the lifestyle. Then it was me, my little cousin Charlie C, and my man So Smooth. That's what started this rider shit. You feel me? Like, but like the rap nigga for real. Like I beat my kids' chest, said, nigga, we gonna take this for real. Then my right hand man like, nigga, talk that shit. And we just getting production, and I was just going that shit, talking that shit. But really, what pushed it though was I won a K-Slay showcase. Like you could Google this shit, OneShotDealz, I think 2012 or 2011 or some stupid shit like that. 2011, because I just finished beating my case in trial and shit, and I won a K-Slay showcase, and then like, all right, nigga, niggas guys that want to showcase, like, nigga, we could really turn this shit up. Then I influenced in the street already. It was like, with the music, it was like, it was nothing. It was like, it came easy already. Like, the ride, we just slapping ride on everything, and niggas was fucking with it.
Okay. Word. That's what's up. So as far as your upbringing, who was some of your favorite music artists growing up? Who you like listening to?
Like growing up, I was fucking with DMX, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, shit like that. A lot of R&B shit. My aunts would play like while they cleaning the crib, like knows it, like the different genres of music. Because my mom's would listen to Jamaican shit while she cleaning the crib, and all like. Then my grandma would listen to Spanish shit. Then my aunts would listen to all the R&B shit. You know what I mean? So, but the rap shit, like, those are some of my influences for real. Listen to music, Master P, No Limit, and yeah, like the Rough Riders, like the Locks, LOX, like, I like Styles P growing up. Word.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Styles P's dope, man. I don't think he gets enough recognition.
Then you also had like Cameron, SDEs. Then you had the G units when they come up, and also when I was coming up, growing up and shit. Or it was different eras. Like I fucked with all that type of music.
That's what's up, man. Where you get your rap name from?
Like I really got OneShotDealz for real. Like I went to the studio with a nigga from my block named Shane Shizzy, and like I was a young nigga, like 14. Like that nigga took me to the studio, and I did a song for him, and like I did one take, and he like, damn, young nigga, like that was a one shot take, like that was a one shot deal, like that shit stuck with me forever. Then it made sense also, like with the lifestyle with deals, like it was just like the streets are just always giving deal, like it always that shit just made sense, and I just stuck with that shit for real. Word.
Okay. So
shout out to Shane Shizzy. Word up.
Yeah, that's crazy, man, how that came about. So as far as recording process, man, are you more of a writer or a freestyler or a mixture of both?
It's crazy. I come from writing because I love writing. Like English is one of my favorite classes, and like writing is critique. Like, you can always go rehearse your bars, but then it just being around certain artists, like I was around my man Roger Beats and Lil Reek. Lil Reek is from Atlanta, but I met him in New York. I went to the studio and that little nigga was like took the microphone out the booth and put that shit next to the producer and the engineer, just like was recording. That's the first time I seen some shit like that. And I'm like, all right. But I feel like freestyling also, the cadence is like punching in, the cadences come different too, depending on what type of vibe you is, because I do both. I love both. Or,
Okay. So as
but
far
I do
as,
all my own shit though. So like, it's all about a vibe.
yeah, I can feel that. So
Yeah.
when did you really get the confidence to know that you really could pursue music?
Like I told you, taking it serious, like in 2011. But then, trial tribulations, I got discouraged a lot. Like I started making music 2011. Niggas was fucking with me. I was fucking with Jim Jones. I'm on Vampire Life too, but he put me as Ryder. Because, Ryder's my brand, but OneShotDealz my artist name. But everybody like Ryder, Ryder, Ryder. You brand. But then a year later, my right-hand man got killed by the cops and shit. Like, it's in one of my first videos and shit. Like, we was robbing pharmacies and shit, and he got killed by the cops. So after he got killed, that fake discouraged me. Then I got back on my shit because niggas expect me to make music. I'm like, man, fuck music. Like, you know what I mean? Like the mental shit. Then a year and a half after that, I got indicted, a neighborhood indictment, because the cops was defamating the brand, saying Rod is a gang when the shit was a brand. Like the shit was just so hot and like it was really under my name. So I'm like, nigga, it ain't no gang. It's really legitimate brand. Got indicted. I got on the run for a year, came back off on the run, and got off of 5 years probation March 1st, 2016. And then 2 weeks later, I got offered to open up for DMX. And like that shit fake revived me. And like, DMX did a year for IRS, for the IRS shit. Then once he came home, we did the 20th anniversary tour. I did like 60 some cities with DMX, like on that tour. But overall, like I did wild shows with Dog. Like it was bigger than music though, you dig? But every show felt like the first show though. But like, I ain't had my shit together legitimately. So it was a dope experience. But if I had the right shit going on legitimate, it would have capitalized. But I ain't give a fuck for that for the moment. Like it was a dope vibe and priceless experience. But after Dog died, like Dog was in Atlanta, I had him in Atlanta, my cousin club, and like a week and a half later, he passed away and shit. He just did that verse for Benny the Butcher and them niggas out here in Atlanta and shit. I was there in the studio, met bro. But after Dog died, I was like really saying fuck music, because that shit was different, you feel me? But it was deeper than that. I got niggas, a big support system besides my fan base and shit, the authentic fans, like really loved ones around a nigga, like I really fuck with a nigga shit that I impact and influence where I come from in New York. That's why I left Atlanta, expand this shit. You understand? So niggas can understand for real. It's deeper than music.
Yeah, I know that had to be rough, man. Not only someone that you was in business with as far as DMX, but someone that you spending that much time with, and then he passed away.
We deboed that shit, nigga. DMX niggas didn't have me on no list and all that. Every show, nigga, that nigga we pull up, niggas that the promoters ain't know who the fuck OneShotDealz was. We pull up, Dog was like, I'm not performing unless my dog perform. Shit was that he's like, you sure, like you bugging, we already running late, nigga. Every show, nigga, my man introduced me, like the crowd waiting for Dog because we already coming late. Then he like, man, what shot they like? It was times I get booed before I get on the stage, but by the end of my set, I swear to my soul, they was fucking with me every show, every show. I got booed like in VA one time, right at the beginning of the tour, like not that tour, just a sporadic show. Like after my first song, I'm like, y'all fuck with me. They're like, nah, boo. But by the end of the set, they fucked with me. But I swagged it out with it like that. Like, you know what I mean? But they fucked with me. Like, but I never really got booed at the end of my set. Like, I made niggas believe it's every show, and that shit was a dope ass experience. You dig it? Word. But I never had back end for niggas the OneShotDealz, the Apple Music me, and none of that shit, no record, because I never did it right. Feel me? Until my cousin put me up on game. But I got wild shit on YouTube, SoundCloud, all that. But Apple Music, I'm about to flood that shit. Word.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. So as far as your situation right now, are you signed or are you independent?
Now I always been independent, never signed, always independent.
Would you sign
Word.
if it made sense?
I never signed anything.
No, I'm saying, would you sign in the future if it made sense?
If it makes sense, but right now the way the shit go, like with a strong team, this independent shit, and knowing what you need to know in a bag, you straight. The right deal, distribution, and all that.
Okay.
But as far as signing, we good right now.
All right. Do you think at some point, like later on down the line, that you would want to start a label?
Hell yeah.
'Cause I know it's a lot of dope artists. We starting to see it now. New York is back on the come up now, like it was back in the day, as far as a lot of good artists being put on the front scene now. That's kind of getting in New York, kind of catching up with Atlanta a little bit because there's a lot of people that's been coming out of New York lately.
Yeah, that's cool. And I agree with that. It's wild talent everywhere. But a lot of people be overseen, and it's wild dope artists out there. So like that's why I agree with that label shit. Like, especially when artists is on their thing and just put niggas in the right direction and build the brand for real.
Absolutely, man. So how often do you record, man? Is it like a vibe when you just feel like doing it, or you lock in every day? How you do it?
Nice vibe for real. Because it's always create. You always gotta create, but it's also a vibe. Like me, I gotta learn not to be in that mental. It's the mental. I'll be like, I gotta be doing this to talk that shit, but like, nah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's there already.
So describe your city, man. Like as far as like when you dropped your first project, when everybody heard you for the first time, not just the homies, just people in the city, period. You know what I'm saying? Like describe how they embrace you and also kind of describe the music scene in East Harlem. Like, do a lot of people collab with each other? You know what I'm saying?
Now that collab shit, yeah, you like it's all love because like New York is a distraction. Like I know you a rapping shit. I see you like yeah, it was good cause it was the words all love. Like we gonna link, but we genuinely mean it. But we be doing a lot in New York, but it's one of those. But it's dope vibes. It's nothing to collab with individuals. That's nothing. But when I first dropped my tape, it was Black Friday 2013. I had Don Cannon host my shit, my first tape and shit. I took my time, dropped it. I had a female actually, she hand sketched my cover and all that. I dropped my tape the same time as Little Dirk and Lil Bibby dropped that Free Crack, and Lil Dirk did his artwork. Like I remember them niggas shit being on the same platform as my shit, right? But I was really in the streets, in the trap. I printed hard copies. A lot of niggas still got them hard copies of my tape, my mixtape. I was selling shit for $1 out the trunk, my hard copy mixtapes. And like I said, I had the brand. So I'm everywhere you went in New York, like you seen Ryder, a beanie hat, sweater, t-shirt, hoodie. I wasn't making no profit off this shit, ski mask. I was just making sure, expand this shit, making sure everybody had this shit or tapped into this shit, you understand? Then I remember dropping my tape. I went out of town because my mom's crib got raided twice. The same year I dropped my tape, I stopped trapping for a little couple months. I'm like, damn, I'm hot. And they raided my shit and the warrant got vacated. There was nothing found in the crib. I never lived with my mom, that type of shit. But I went OT when I dropped my tape, nigga. I was booming in the trap, giving that shit out free, all type of merch, all type of stupid shit. I'm like, I'm hot. I think about it now, I'm hot. You heard I done crashed the car and all that OT. But at the same time, going through this process of my tape dropping, niggas embraced that, fucked with it. Like I had Kevin Gates on my tape. I had Torica, like she's a Grammy nominee. Like I had a couple dope ass artists for the first tape I dropped just because of the influence, the vibes, and just the networking. Like a lot of it came from fucking with Jim Jones, being here, recording it in his studio, because that was family. But then meeting these individuals and just the links I had in the streets and niggas seeing me work and like, all right, y'all niggas need to fuck with that nigga Dealz. But that shit was a dope feeling dropping that first tape. You know what I mean? Then my next step was motherfucking DJ Drama. Then I got on the fucking run.
That's what's up.
Word.
Yeah. And I like that you put out for any younger artist that's just starting out that you did this, like, cause it's kind of different now. Cause back then, like I was having a conversation the other day, and I was like, back then, like early 2000s, late 90s, when a person went platinum, they really went platinum because
Good shit.
you really had to do the groundwork, like you were saying. You were selling stuff for $1. That kind of remind me what Nipsey was saying when he was selling stuff out his trunk. I was like, a lot of artists don't know that, you gotta put that pride to the side and do that groundwork, get out there and do the hard work. Cause
And people respect it more because you know how much people that don't know me, that be bumping into these streets still to this day, that got a sweater or a t-shirt from years ago. That shit crazy. People will repost my CD from 2013. Like, those nigga, this shit hard. But I dropped wild tapes after that. But it was just like the marketing that I did on some street shit. Like, I felt like, nigga, we gonna do this like this. You know what I mean? Then when my mom's crib got raided, the fucking police, the official hand sketch of my mixtape cover, I had that shit framed on the wall. That shorty did. Them bitch ass niggas took that shit. I had both copies. I had the black and white shit and the color shit. Cause that shit's crazy. I had the original drawing of that shit. That shit would have been some shit. Cause that tape went diamond. I don't give a fuck. That tape went diamond in her. Niggas, after that tape, a lot of people I know use the same producers I use, a lot of cadences and flows, but I don't knock it. I trendsetted a lot of shit, but I just didn't get, I got on the run a year after that. Right after I dropped, I didn't even get to fucking perform these records. I was turning up SOBs for Wild Long, but then it was a shooting in that shit and they banned the riders. It had nothing to do with me and my niggas, but the NYP dead ass story didn't have nothing to do with me and my niggas, but NYPD was on our ass already, so they were just defamating our character and shit. So they packed us up for a little bit, but I was still working though. I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. But in the same man, I'm like, damn, I gotta relax, nigga. Because K-State, like, nigga, you can't be in these streets half-ass and this music shit half-ass either, nigga. And I learned my lesson from that. Can't be half-ass, one foot in, one foot out. That shit come and bite you in the ass, you dig it? I mean, I experienced that shit, and I was just straight full working, no half-ass and shit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You had that old school hustle, man. I think a lot of artists is missing that now. That's why people like, Boosie and people, they might not be as hot as they was back in their prime, but they still gonna always be relevant because they always hustling every day. They always to get in the bag some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's that keep touring or keep moving, whether they might not be in the limelight like the little babies and all that like they was back then, but you always got to have that hustle factor, especially with the music, just because you never know. Everybody got a prime, even the best artists like Jay-Z and all them, that even them, they had peaks. They still can put out stuff and they still do numbers now, but they have peaks where everybody got to run. And then once they run over, not saying that it's over, but once you cool down a little bit, then, you have to pivot and move the train to where, you can still have constant
survive motion. And shit, yeah.
Constant motion.
Word up.
So as far as all the projects that you dropped so far, what would you say is the most successful one?
I feel none of them shits reach any potential because they wasn't pushed right. I fuck with all my music. All my projects is dope. I'm gonna re-drop them shits the correct way real soon, but you can find them shits on SoundCloud, OneShotDealz. You can find wild music on YouTube, OneShotDealz. You know what I mean? But them projects is hard because each project had a meaning to it. You know what I mean? Like, I named projects for reasons, like real reasons, like all my projects. You dig it? And I dropped them. I felt at times that, damn, I need to drop this shit now because this is meaningful. You dig it? I probably got like 8 projects out that I dropped, 8, 9 projects for real, like tapes. You know what I mean? I just never registered them shits right, but they out there for y'all to listen to. Word.
Absolutely, man. For all your fans out there, man, besides the music, what you like doing in your spare time?
Besides the music, I'll be cool and I love family vibes. Like I live in Atlanta right now, so my focus is expand the brand because I'm sacrificing away from the family. But like on my spare time, I'll be chilling, man. I'm a stoner. I smoke weed, I'll be chilling and just be writing shit out. Like I'll be gay planning, but I gotta focus on one thing to achieve this other shit. But I got a lot of shit going on for real. But the music is the focus right now. Like, yeah. Love traveling and all that shit. I love going out, but I hate going out too because ain't nothing to celebrate. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah. But like my focus for real, like I love performing. Like, that's what we gotta get back in that vibe. You know what I mean? And I love giving free shit out. This brand, when they come see me perform, when they ever meet Dilly, I'm gonna make sure they get high. I'm gonna make sure they got some shit, some merch or something. Just don't be shy. Ask me like, "What's up, Dilly? Send that." You heard? I got y'all. Like, I'm just one of them type of dudes. You heard? Like, for real, for real. Word.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So it's as far as your music career, man, what are your short and long term goals? What do you want to accomplish?
Like my short and long term goals is like I want to kick this door in, like be a worldwide iconic superstar. That's number one. But also expand the brand, to build the brand, to put individuals on like that really deserve that. I feel because it's wild talent in my neighborhood alone that's dope. Like and they never even left the block to understand how big this world is. So I just want to give dudes opportunities and kick that game and teach them the business of this shit too, as they just want to rap, like just fuck just rapping. Learn this business of this shit so you can be motivated for real because it's a bag in this shit. And you can just feed your loved ones and put niggas on to feed their loved ones also. You dig it?
Yeah, I can feel that, bro. And I just like the the authenticness of it.
Like, like for example, right? 2 years ago, on my birthday, I brought 31 young niggas from my block out here to Atlanta, right? To my cousin club and shit. And like not only to the club, just to open their minds up to see different shit going on. I had static with my girl at the time because I did this shit because I wanted to do this shit, like to show these niggas because the nigga ain't never do that shit. Like nigga and network, like, listen, bro, all y'all niggas need to do come down here, work, focus the fuck up, bro. Y'all lives could change for real. But you know, niggas be stuck on the block mentality. These are young niggas. I'm talking about from 15 years old to 23. You understand? Maybe 13 too, because they thugging and bugging too, but they try to say they lies, show them physically. You dig? And like, I could talk that shit all day. That's why I left New York. And I could talk that shit. I got to show these niggas by action for real. You dig it? Like, it's possible. Wow.
Yeah,
Niggas want to meet us physically. It ain't individuals like us out here, man.
and absolutely, man. You could probably attest to what I'm about to say, but I know here recently, probably in the last couple of weeks, like people I was close to, I used to be in the military. I retired from the military 2 years ago. And a lot of
Oh,
people I was in the service with and friends I made along the way that wasn't in the service. Um, it's kind of crazy because I've never been in this position before. So I'm just kind of looking with like the Nick Young meme question marks, like, you know what I'm saying? But like people, you don't really realize that you're an inspiration to people. Like I had a person tell me that's up here in Louisville, he has a podcast and he's been watching my podcast since I started in 2020. I didn't know him. I just met him in person like a month ago. And he told me he was the reason that he started a podcast. Like I inspired him and like three other people in the military, when I posted a couple of interviews with other artists and when I interviewed Shawty Lowe Jr., they was like, you really inspiring people just in your situation, when you was talking about bringing the young dudes down to you, down there with you so they could see something different. You never know that you being an inspiration when you're in the moment, you know what I'm saying? So when that is brought to you, you know what I'm saying? Like we just have to be aware of that and just keep, that on the horizon of our minds that, even though people might not say it all the time, but it might be people that look at everything you do as far as like what you post on social media and what you got going on. And they might be at a down point or not even be at a down point, just looking for somebody oh, this dude was on the same street or was 2 hoods away from me, and that can get him to jumpstart to become a millionaire or whatever, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know, it's crazy. I'm starting to understand that because not only having kids, like, because I don't be looking for no recognition. Like when I kick some shit to a nigga or do something for a nigga or anything, I don't give a fuck. I say it because I feel I need to say it. And if y'all soak that shit in, y'all soak that shit in. But I do feel like, we all have an influence on everything. So, you just gotta learn how you perceive yourself and carry yourself because you never know who's watching or may be influenced by you. Even when you being down, like you gotta keep that smile too. Because if you influential to people, you got or role model somebody, man, you gotta just keep that your head up. You know what I mean? Make sure because people be going through shit. That's why I say the things I say in my music. Because I listen to my own shit. My shit be my own diary. And I be reminding myself, like, all right, you know what I mean? You went through this shit before, you know what I mean? If you're gonna get past that shit, certain shit mentally. That's why music is a great thing. You understand? That's why, you gotta be careful what you give out. Because some music that had motherfuckers tripping. like it's certain music that be having motherfuckers tripping. That's why you gotta get that balance. Even when I listen to my own shit, that's why I started melodize. I'm like, nigga, all this rah-rah shit, that's why I be so angry and on go all the time. You gotta relax and calm the soul. You feel me? So yeah, I agree with that influence. Oh God.
Also, I do agree that certain music will put you in a certain mood, but also, another thing to combat that, and I'm real heavy on this, is people spend too much time around other people instead of really getting to know themselves. Like if you really get to know yourself to where you can be very self-aware because you know yourself in every way, can't nobody tell you about yourself, then you won't let something as little as, listening to a song with rah rah trick you off the streets.
Hell yeah.
You'll be able to have, you'll be able to dissect and be like, hey, this is just rap. Like these people is not really doing this. You know what I'm saying? They probably had some street dealings in the past when they was coming up, but they just basically venting about everything they've been through before they got to the position they in now. So that's why people really have to take time. That's why like sometimes like some people used to say I'm tripping, but now they embrace it now. Like they be like, I go times where I won't hang around nobody for 2 weeks. And it'd be like, damn, where he been at? But it's just because I think you gotta have that balance of you having that alone time to really get to know yourself because every year you're changing. So you're not the same person that you was when you was 20 or 25. You know what I'm saying? So
But even with that, like people gotta start understanding because it's what motherfuckers like I be telling people like where I come from. It's sad because like it take a motherfucker like especially where we come from, our upbringing, our situations. You gotta catch your body. It gotta be broadcasted. You gotta beat the body. Come home from beating that body. Then niggas want to fuck with you and put you on and get you signed. And then the generation behind it, that you see that shit, they think everybody want thug and bug and shoot shit and kill shit and be a rapper or sell. That shit is overrated, my nigga. It's like very few motherfuckers come from that struggle or that shit because they had to do it and transition because they found the new hustle and all that. But everybody ain't coming off being blessed and getting deals from coming from that. Then it's now the generations just like the instant gratification. Like these niggas ain't even hustling and none of that. They just want to be gang banging and robbing, steal, or do whatever the fuck they want to do just to look like some images that these niggas is perceiving and upholding and not really telling these niggas, nah, nigga, a lot of these niggas ain't even get it like that or even come from shit like that. And they mislead the motherfuckers. And that shit got to be broadcasted and brought to light too because that's what's fucking up a lot of these generations too with this rap shit. You know what I mean? To understand the separation, this shit is wrestling, nigga. And this is an industry, an entertainment world. You understand? So a lot of niggas ain't really talking that shit and living that shit. You understand? Because if they was, niggas would be indicted. I really got indicted. Me and my whole block got indicted about 5 different indictments because of that stupid shit. You understand? And like some niggas learn from it, some don't. But that shit need to be understood though, because that shit ain't it on some real shit. Word up.
Absolutely, man. So as far as the rest of 2022 and beginning of 2023, man, just list some upcoming projects and things you got coming for your fans.
Oh, not about to flood this shit. Like I said, man, the Rez dropping this single, and then I'm about to flood shit. It's just tell them to stay tapped in because there's gonna be a whole bunch of links, shit on Apple Music, new visuals, all type of shit. Like it's just gonna be flooded with features and solo shit, and just showing different type of vibes, with dope creation, bro. On God, bro.
Absolutely.
But we gonna be tapped in like. You're going to be tapped in a couple months later. We're going to be talking about what's going on. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Word up, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I started asking all my guests this question, man. I think it's a good question. And I think everybody should want to know the answer to this question. So how do you want people to perceive you?
How do I want people to perceive me? I'm just a humble dude about my business, man. Come fuck with me, you heard? I love to see people happy, having dope ass time, dope vibes only, bro. Understand? I'm a family person, obviously. And I just love dope vibes, bro. Understand? I talk that shit, like I said, I come from that shit, but don't let the music discourage you from really getting to know a nigga. Chop it up, reach out, DM me, whatever. I mean, you see me in real life, salute a nigga, and I show love back, for real. Word.
Absolutely, man. So as far as closing remarks, man, just if you want to say anything else that you got going on, just
yeah, tap in. I've got a whole lot of merch about to drop, music. And you know, you're gonna just be seeing us on the road. I'm gonna be posting shit, telling them to follow me on OneShotDealz Instagram. You know, any shows I got coming up or any cities I'm gonna be in, I'll be posting that shit. And if you're in them cities, DM me. We tap in for real.
And what's your other social media as far as YouTube channel, things like that?
OneShotDealz, everything. The number 1Shot DEALZ. That's on everything. OneShotDealz. You Google me, that shit gonna bring you to everything, you heard? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming on the podcast. And like I tell everybody, you know, anytime you want to come on, you know, you can hit me anytime. And I don't just do interviews. I talk about real stuff. You know, I got one of my most popular episodes is about police brutality. And
yeah.
Talk about
My
child.
grandpops was in the Air Force. My pops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was in the Army. I was special operations for 8 years. I got medically retired because of my knees 2 years ago. My knees kind of wore down from all that long distance running.
You Gucci, man. You made it. That's all that matters. You stuck with us, E. You family now, bro. You tapped in, man. You heard, cuzzo?
Yeah, but you know, anytime you know you have a topic, you know, it ain't gotta just be about your music career. You know, if there's something going on as far as your personal life and you feel like, you know, other people might be going through it and you want to talk about it on a platform, you can hit me too. Cause, you know, I talked about, you know, 50-50, should a person go 50-50 in relationship? Should you kick your kid out at 18 or let them stay through college? Like real stuff. I know people come, you know what I'm saying? So that's the main reason I started a podcast because, you know, the mental health aspect for minorities is absent because we was trained to get mistreated with slavery and segregation era. So we lack that mental health aspect. And I feel like we need to have more conversations amongst ourselves.
I agree.
To get reassurance, to know that people go through similar things and to know that you might not think you're as bad off as you is. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, King. Word up. Yeah, I'm here for whatever, bro. And I'm going to tap in with you. I got some shit I'm about to start doing, but you're going to see me posting up on something about Save Me Sundays. So, you know, we got the record then, but it's real life shit. You're going to see the whole setup. I'm be posting it. Then we tap back in.
Okay, then. Yeah, I drop every Monday on all streaming platforms at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So I got an episode coming out every Monday.
Copy, King. Word, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you too, bro.
Yeah, no problem, bro. And I appreciate you coming on. And this concludes the podcast, man. And I hope you have a good night, bro.
Yeah, solid love, King. You know the vibes. It's 1ShotDealz, you heard? Tap in. Yeah.
Yeah.